What's going on, guys? I'm getting ready to make my pre-workout meal, so come along with me. I'm in my new kitchen, which means that, yeah, you guys get to see more of my days in the lives, more vlogs, more everything that I'm doing. Now, I committed to a goal, which is going to be competing next summer. I know I've previously spoken about wanting to compete this year, but I really want to make sure that I'm coming to stage with the best package. And I kind of say this often, but I never want to consider myself a bodybuilder. I do these things, going to prep for shows, running marathons, half marathons, doing different things to just constantly pursue growth and force myself to grow. I realized that by forcing myself to do a prep for the first time, forcing myself to run longer than 5, 6, 7 miles is the exact scenarios or situations that kind of reflect back to me where I'm lacking, and they make me become stronger, not just physically, but also mentally. And the reward that I get from the mental transformation and the discipline that I gather from the feats lead to me being able to have that physical transformation that I can also maintain because I've strengthened my mind to the point where I will do whatever it takes to get where I want to be and to maintain that. So let's go ahead and make my pre-workout yogurt bowl snack or whatever so that you guys can see what I eat before I lift. So I've got you guys on the counter now. I'm going to be hitting legs today, and my pre-workout meals vary depending on when I'm going to lift in relation to when I'm going to eat the meal, and also what I happen to be in the mood for. Today I'm not in the mood for something super savory. Pardon the feline. Today I'm not Today I'm not in the mood, excuse me. Today I'm not in the mood for something savory, so I will be making a Greek yogurt bowl. It's gonna have some protein, it's gonna have some quick digesting carbs because I plan to work out. Sorry about him. I plan to work out within the next 30 to 45 minutes. I'm gonna feel it out and see how I feel with my digestion. If I need a little bit more time, perfectly fine. I can go within the hour. My gym's right down the street, so it's not like it's a long drive or anything like that. And then I'll probably have some pre-workout. Normally I would drink it in the car, but that's when I have a longer drive to get to the gym, so I might drink it at home on the couch. My girlfriend's about to come home from work, so I might drink it at home on the couch, and then maybe as I've had it for like 10-15 minutes, then start driving to the gym, and then get ready to work out. So first things first, we have to have our bowl. Last video that I made, it was a reel I posted on Instagram. I had to use a paper plate because we just got our dishes and our silverware and all that stuff in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and, you know what, I'll go ahead and bring you guys with me to the fridge so you can kind of see what we got stocked up. We finally got to go to Costco, or Sam's, so we got a bunch of different things that I eat on the day-to-day and that also my girlfriend eats on the day-to-day. We have two different diets because obviously I'm training for stuff and she's got her own goals that she's working towards, so we have different stuff in here, but usually when we cook meals together, we like the same things. Sometimes I choose between the flavor or I go to the straight vanilla, but I'm gonna leave majority of the flavored ones because my girlfriend packs her lunch, and so it's just easier in the morning than having to scoop out of the tub, and I have the time to do the tub now, so I'm going to do the tub. So this is the first ingredient that we have here, the Oikos 000. I am going to be weighing what I eat. I had a negative relationship with tracking at first, but then as I realized that the negative relationship wasn't with tracking, it was with my insecurity in myself, I realized that tracking wasn't the enemy. And so now when I track stuff, it just gives me a sense of relief knowing that I'm on track towards my goal. Do I spiral or freak out if I have a cookie on a day when I'm with my family or with my girlfriend, or I just want a sweet treat on the couch? No, but do I track what I eat just so I have a good general idea of what's going on? Yes. Don't let that fool you into thinking that it's a negative thing or be scared of tracking, because I track the same thing with my budget. If I don't track my budget, how am I gonna know what the hell's going on? I do the same thing with literally everything in my life, because what you track is what you improve. And it doesn't have to be rigorous or strict, but what you track just gives you kind of a finger on the pulse so you know what's going on at all times and you don't get caught lacking, whether it be in your mental health, your physical health, or your financial health, whatever the case may be, your just life health in general. Alright guys, sorry the camera malfunctioned, but we're going to be going in with 1 cup of that yogurt that I showed you. Now, like I already said, this is my pre-workout snack, and I've realized that the way that I eat literally correlates to my mood, how I perform, making sure that I get shit done, because there are times where I used to notice I'd do things faster, I wouldn't pay attention to what I ate or drank, and then I would feel this lack of motivation and energy, and then it made me reluctant to go to the gym and all that kind of stuff. So I realized that what I ate directly fueled not just obviously my performance, but my motivation and just the way that I felt. And so when I feel better, I do the shit I'm supposed to, so that's why I pay attention to what I eat. So we're gonna go in just with 1 cup. So we're gonna go in with 250 grams of yogurt. Now, I don't already know if I said this or not, but weighing things does not actually make me feel super restricted. It helps me know that I'm on track towards my goals. Do I freak out when I go to dinner with my family or when I have something off track because I'm enjoying and living my life? Hell the fuck no. But, for the most part, tracking my shit helps me feel good in my plan and just keeps me on the straight and narrow. I just like to have a good general idea of the things that I eat. But if I'm going out or if I'm on vacation or I'm just having a good time, then I don't really care. For the most part, because I've conditioned myself to like whole foods, protein, carbs, fats, usually minimally processed things, so that's just my go-to. So it's not like when I'm out and about I worry about it, because I know what I like, and what I like aligns with how I want to look, how I want to feel, and basically how I want to live. So I don't really have to worry about that too much anymore. But I did struggle with that when I was binging, over restricting, trying so hard to look a certain way. I was doing way too much cardio, and was just super insecure. That was a big struggle for me. I would like try to force myself to adhere to this nutrition plan, but crave the ultra processed, unhealthy things and binge on them because I didn't really understand what was going on. And so I tried to outrun my craving for those things instead of trying to satiate them in another way using different kinds of foods that made me feel better and look better. She's waiting for me to finish making my pre-workout meal so that I can eat it on the couch with her. So let's go in with some blueberries. Shit. We don't have blueberries. So we're just gonna go in with 2 of these yellow mangoes here. This is my favorite kind of mango. I don't not like the red and green ones, but if you haven't tried these are the ultimate cure to your sweet tooth. This shit tastes like fucking candy. Phenomenal. So I'm gonna put these on top of the yogurt bowl instead of blueberries. What can you do? Yeah, no. Alright, so I have this little mango cutter here, and I'm just gonna do this. Now, the reason why I'm showing you guys... Fuck, I fucked it up. The reason why I'm showing you guys what I eat and stuff pre and post workout is because it actually can make you going to the gym... What? Because the reason why I'm showing you guys what I eat pre-workout is because it can make going to the gym much easier because you're fueled, you're energized, you have a better mindset, therefore you're less likely to skip. And also this will help you perform better in the gym and hopefully help you shed fat and get shredded, because that's probably what your goal is. So we're just going to cut it around the pit and then throw it in here. I might need a 3rd mango depending on how much we get with this. 2 mangoes is actually perfect. Okay, so now this is what we're working with. I'm gonna try to break up the mango a little bit because I didn't really have time to cut it up, but I should have cut it up before I scooped it out. So I'm gonna try to mash it up just a little. So I'm not eating super massive chunks of mango when I'm trying to bite into this, because I want the ratio to be even, because if I get a bite of straight yogurt, I'm gonna barf. And one thing... One thing that I used to struggle with was hitting my protein goal, because chicken, beef, Greek yogurt, not always tasting the best. Turns out I didn't know how to season shit how I liked it, nor did I really know how to cook well, so my shit always tasted awful, and obviously that made me reluctant to stick to just my basic nutrition principles. So now I found that adding all these things to the Greek yogurt bowl so that my bites aren't just filled with straight up Greek yogurt makes it much more sustainable and ultimately a better pre-workout meal, because I'm adding the quick digesting carbs to give me more energy as well as give me something to chew other than a mouthful of yogurt. So it's all about doing the things that you like and aligning it with your goals. It doesn't have to be just one or the other, right? Just doing things purely for your goals or purely indulging in what you like. You got to be able to walk the line with that so that you can enjoy your life and enjoy this journey and not feel like you're always fucking suffering. I think this is as good as we're... I think this is as good as we're going to be able to get it, if I'm being honest. But it looks good. It looks good. Alright, so I'm going to bring you guys with me to the pantry, where we will get the last ingredient. This honey. Now, one thing about me is when I was binging like no other, it was 9 times out of 10 on sweet things. I have the biggest sweet tooth known to man, so I thought that being on this journey and living this kind of lifestyle was going to be hell for me. However, it's just not hell. It's honestly awesome. And so this is something that I use all the time to cure my sweet tooth, and it's a lot sweeter and more satiating than you'd think. Because I know people will be like, oh, instead of reaching for a donut, grab an apple. Well, no fucking shit. this actually does help and make me feel better. I don't usually measure my honey, but because I want to make sure that it fuels me enough for my workout, I'm gonna go in with like 15 grams. I don't always weigh my food. I'm just weighing this one out. Like, I think I already said this, but I don't always weigh my food. I'm just weighing this one out specifically because it helps me get a good idea as to what I'm eating in the day. I've gone through periods, especially growing phases and different things like that, where I don't weigh everything out to the last gram. Sometimes I just eyeball my beef, my chicken, all that stuff, and then relatively same thing with the carbs. It's just because I can look at it and see it on a plate and get a good idea as to what is what, because I've done it for so long, so I don't need to always manually weigh it. But there are plenty of ways to go about this. So some days I'll eyeball this, but for the sake of the video, I'm weighing it. Some days I'll just drizzle honey on there and toss in a couple blueberries, mix it up. So this is currently what it's looking like. The next step is to pop it into the freezer. We're gonna pop it in the freezer, not for too long. We just want the honey to harden. We do not want it to get too hard. Well, I'm saying we as in simply me because I have sensitive teeth, and if it gets too hard, I'm gonna be not really enjoying it that much. If you want it to get harder for yourself though, and that's not a problem for you, then by all means leave it in there for like a week. I'm going to leave it in there for maybe like 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how long it takes the honey to harden. It's different every time. There's literally never been a time that's consistent. So I'm just gonna have to keep checking on her, and yeah, we'll see. It's been a few minutes in the freezer, so we're gonna go take her out and start going to town, because I gotta get ready for this lift. Want to make sure that I have enough time to digest this yogurt bowl. So I don't know if you guys can see it that well, but the honey is a little bit thickened. It's going to be nice to bite into. It's not too cold, because I know that was what we were trying to avoid, so it's honestly perfect. It's going to taste fire. I'm super duper excited to go hit legs. Alright guys, well I'm going to eat this, and then I'm going to go work out. I'm going to have my pre-workout, and then I'm going to go hit a lift, and then do my recovery routine. So that is everything that I've got for this video. That is what I eat pre-workout. If you need help with what you should eat pre, post, and every single day, I'll leave the application of my coaching in the description of this video, as well as the link to my Instagram where you can see more of me on the daily, more of my clients, and literally everything pertaining to my lifestyle. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to do hard shit. Be confident, have the courage to be uncomfortable, but most importantly, do not forget how much I love you guys and how much I'm rooting for y'all. I will see you guys in the next video. I love y'all so much.